So Asher Grodman is a good friend of mine, and he was recently nominated for his second Critics' Choice nomination for his performance on the series Ghosts. He plays Trevor. You probably know he doesn't wear pants on the show. So because of his nomination, I thought it would be a great idea to invite him to the Newsweek offices to have a little conversation about what it's like to be a second-time nominee for a Critics' Choice Award. I kind of think he could win. I don't know. I want him to win. We also talked about what it's like to, not be wearing pants on television and to be known and famous for not wearing pants. He teaches me a little bit about sports, and it's just an all-around great conversation that I think you're going to enjoy. So let's just get to it. We start off by him showing me an inappropriate photo, because that's how most conversations should start.
I do love that the one video of our chat that uses the clip of you dancing with the ghost emoji over it,
it
always gets flagged.
It does.
It always gets flagged.
I got in trouble.
I got in trouble too. I tried to post it recently and I got in trouble.
I hope you're rolling on this because it's gold.
I had to get...
I'm too close.
I couldn't post a story for a day.
They shut you down.
For a day.
Oh my God.
For one thing. And I never post nudity.
God, sacrifice.
It's not like you were. It's not like I even was posting nudity.
No, well, and that was the thing is I got in trouble because
on
I
TikTok or
used the
Instagram.
emoji.
Oh, because the emoji. Well, see, I learned from
because they said that by using the emoji, you are implying nudity.
Yes,
and I was like, no, man. By using the emoji, I am protecting nudity. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to stay on CBS, baby.
I told a friend about that, about how I mentioned I couldn't post a story, and I said it was because of your post and because of the ghost emoji. And he's like an OnlyFans model, and he told me that you have to. It's a weird process, but you can't upload it natively. You have to put the emoji on in Premiere Pro so that Instagram thinks it's a raw. It's weird. It's like a weird system that the AI doesn't then detect it.
I think that's how I did it because I don't know how to do it on Instagram, and I have a buddy who knows some stuff, so I had him do it.
Yeah.
Because it had to move, because as you
may
have known, I was moving a little bit. And so it had
I have
to be,
so many questions about what you have to wear underneath.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Okay, let's get started.
I'm going to show you. This is one of the things I wanted to show you. And we will not be putting this photo up for mass consumption. But this is how my day starts.
Yeah.
So I look in the mirror.
Okay.
Thinking, I went to grad school for acting. I learned Shakespeare. But this is how my day starts.
Oh, wait, is that
That's
underwear?
Everything underneath.
That's what you wear underneath.
That's what I wear underneath.
Is it like a? It's just.
It's like 2 layers of underwear.
Oh, 2 layers of underwear.
Like the Under Armour shirt.
Yeah.
And we all. This is obviously something that we could never show the world.
We can't reveal
now
this.
You've seen it, and,
yes.
and I can see you're blanching right now.
Oh my God.
Out of shock.
Oh my God.
Because
I'm wearing the makeup,
terror,
but you can't even.
The terror is flowing.
Wait, no,
through
I'm actually
him.
fascinated. Okay, so
but we all have these Brandon has a period where he's in his preparation where he's fully Elaine Stritch. Where he's just got
the whole thing.
The wig cap and the long shirts.
That's
so
usually my Tuesday.
That's your Tuesday. Yeah, great.
But when you put so you are famous for not wearing pants, which is a weird thing to for your career to be launched.
Yes. I mean, the weird part is I'm famous for not wearing pants on CBS.
Which
that is
on America's Family Network.
America's Tiffany Network.
I mean, insane. But so you wear that underwear. You have to wear the 2 things of underwear.
I wear 2 layers of underwear. It's changed over the course of the show because it's not very comfortable.
No.
I think there was
the underwear's not comfortable?
No, I mean it's gotten better. But early on, it was really uncomfortable. There was a dance belt involved, and I was like, I can't. I don't.
A dance belt? Yeah. What's that?
It's like a really it's like a thong in the back and like a real tuck in the front and
so like what they use for like
modesty
things for
modesty
men
things
on,
I think so I felt very squeezed.
Well, it's because for anyone listening or watching,
for
like
the Newsweek
yes,
audience?
it is.
Okay.
Oh, it's totally safe.
Okay.
Trust me,
Great.
I've said worse. it basically is used so that when actors are doing like intimacy scenes, there's protection there, right?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't. The dance belt I always associate with dancers, and I've never been a dancer. So aside in that video
that gets us
posted,
blocked.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God.
And which really, when you think about it, the ghost emoji is doing most of the dancing in that thing. It's really
because I mean, if you're
emoji.
wearing that underwear, nothing's moving. I mean, you were flat as a Ken doll there. Like it really smashes it, doesn't it?
Yeah. That video must have been taken. That felt like it was like 2 a.m. and full derangement in because the first 2 years of our show is all COVID.
Yeah.
Rules, and we're in these tents, and like we didn't see the faces of our crew until season 3.
You know, someone else mentioned that to me. During COVID, that was a thing where you just didn't even meet the crew, and it was just so sad.
Yeah.
And then they had masks on. No one recognized anybody.
You only knew people's eyes.
Yeah.
You had no idea. And so all that to say, the lack of human interaction. Like the human interaction only existed in those little black tents we had, which is why there are videos of us dancing around like we're in recess in kindergarten, because we're all just like trauma bonding from our lack of intimacy.
I do have to say, like one of my first off, and this is a big compliment, especially coming from me.
Oh wow,
you are one of my favorite straight dudes. You are literally. I mean, we have a text relationship, we have a friendship,
absolutely.
so like
and this
complete.
Is the first time meeting.
First time meeting in person.
That's a lot.
Although we've been years of friends. Yes, there is. Yeah.
I could really tank this thing.
You could. I don't think you will.
All right.
I don't think you want to.
I don't want to. But it's the thing that you don't want to do is the thing that you end up doing.
I mean, but it will. Trust me. Maybe it'll work in your favor if you do.
I don't know how that.
I mean,
would work.
sometimes bad press is good press. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
I did I just showed you that picture. Which is probably like press no 101.
But I also feel like that's a picture.
I was clothed in that picture, by the way.
Fully clothed. I've never seen anything.
It's just a little.
It's
just the kind of like the physics of how it.
It's the
and there's that, and there's straps.
What are the straps for?
The straps are we are an American version of a British show.
Yeah.
And Simon Farnaby, who's a genius, wrote Paddington 2, wonderful actor, plays the pantless ghost in the BBC version.
Yeah.
And when we first met at a premiere for a film that he was in, like 30 seconds into chatting, we started talking about straps because it is a short shirt.
Yeah.
And you can't have if I stand up and then sit down, the shirt gets the shirt gets aroused.
You're basically dealing with what every woman who wearing a tiny skirt has to deal with all the time.
I remember in college watching the girls getting into clubs in New York at 2 a.m. wearing mini skirts, and I had so much respect for them then, and I feel like that respect has only grown.
I think it's a different context now. I think the respect you had for them then involved the physics of how it works.
Yes,
and the hunt for possibly finding out.
That's true. That is very true. Yes, but now I have a deeper and deeper understanding. Because everything I do is like trying to keep that thing down. So the straps are part of the thing that keeps us safe for CBS.
So but how do the straps
work? There
are
moments where
explain the straps.
The straps are basically like front to back between my legs to kind of keep things from.
Keep the shirt. So the straps keep the shirt kind of down.
Sorry, yes. I should have the straps are not on my skin.
I thought that because I was thinking, because you know how some people have those, there is like a strap thing that I've seen that men put it on their shirts. It's almost like a
hold it down. Or like the but
with women with the garter belts
and you kind of strap underneath.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I was imagining.
No, I can't do that. Well, I guess it is kind of that, right? Because it's holding the thing down so it doesn't flare out. So there are these elastic straps.
Wow. But as my favorite straight dude, one of the things that I love about this is, especially after seeing that picture, is that you basically now empathize with drag queens having to tuck because you kind of have to. You kind of have to, like, you can't reveal much in this character, obviously, for CBS standards, but also you don't want to. It's a family show.
It's a family show, and I don't want to.
So you really have to,
I'm very exposed on set.
Yeah.
And it takes, I learned early on in the making of this show that I had to there's no rehearsal that really goes into shooting a TV show, which is
you move
really
so
hard.
fast.
You move so fast,
Yeah.
and it's really hard because it's an ensemble.
Yeah.
And so there is inherent in an ensemble comedy. There's a music to it. There's a rhythm to it, and we have to find that. And we don't have really the rehearsal to do that.
Yeah.
So when we do rehearse, I always made a point of I have to be in costume when we rehearse, because if someone puts a camera straight on, like we could block a whole scene and then get in there to shoot it and realize, oh, we're screwed because we're looking up Asher's shirt.
Yeah.
And there's for me to like hold my body and while
you really
also
gotta learn how to sit like a lady.
like really loungy and chill.
Does that come natural to you to sit like
workout.
that? Did you have to work at that?
I think this is pretty natural for me.
Yeah.
But but then you get into like, where's the shirt here? It's a lot of and of course whatever you do you're locked into because of continuity.
Do they well, of course, that's the other thing too, but do they have to like, I feel like there's a lot of like breaking because you're revealing. Like I feel
breaking character?
No,
or
breaking in terms
parts?
of like they have to yell cut because something is shown in a shot or something. It seems like that would happen more often with you than anybody else.
Yep, our poor ACAM op Simone is trying to find the most delicate ways to say, I have I'm seeing, I'm feeling, it's in the, we're seeing.
Spend a day on set. Someday I will. Someday I will.
You absolutely
yes, I should. I definitely should.
And takes have been ruined because the dream, I feel, is, and this may be in one of the clips I sent you, I can't remember. Some days you just get that like perfect thing where you're sitting and the tie is just right in the right spot. And then you stand up and just the physics and the magic of
it's
it.
It's in the butter scene, right?
I think there may be one in the butter scene.
Yeah.
The trick to it, of course, is if I can get into like this like. You think
he's adjusting for anyone listening.
If I can get to this position, we're in a pretty safe spot.
I call that the 14-year-old sit.
The 14-year-old sit. Yeah,
when you put your leg, for anyone listening, when you put your leg underneath your thigh as you're sitting, which my mom always yelled at me for doing when I was, because I was a homosexual 14-year-old sitting inappropriately in a chair, and so she was
like having the sole of your shoe on the.
Well, it was that part, chair, but it was also I think she thought it was like bad for my body, which little did she know I was doing a lot worse things for my body then.
Wow. But hip flexibility, great. Yeah. That's important as you age.
I am for someone who looks like Humpty Dumpty. I'm oddly flexible. I really am. People are surprised. Like I do. Let's be real. I mean, you could push me over and I would fall.
Well, but would you break?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would. Fully. Yes, I would.
Well,
I do want to say
the King's horses will put you back together.
About Ghosts.
Yes.
I think now.
That is what we're
first,
here to talk about.
Yes, we're here to talk about Ghosts. Congratulations, first off, on the Critics' Choice. The
Thank
second
you.
time
The
in
second
a year.
Time.
It's literally 2 years in a row.
I'm sure hearing people talk about awards is probably like, oh, please.
No.
But
this is my bread and butter. This is what people want to hear.
Right. I will tell you, I work with one of the funniest casts that I could possibly fathom. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I get to work with them is such a joy. And I've never done comedy before this show. Mm-hmm. I did Amadeus, which I guess is a comedy if you discount Act 2.
Who were you in Amadeus?
I was Amadeus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but Act 2 is not funny.
No, that's not funny.
And so all that to say, the artists in this show are just incredible, these actors. And I look at this thing, and I'm like, I'm not even the funniest person on this cast, so I don't know how any of this is happening, and I'm very just humbled and blown away. And for me, truly, like the 20 years of unemployment prior to this, it's just a great like. It's about at-bats.
Yeah.
It's about how long can you stay in the game for something to come along that you're like, ooh, I know what that thing is. I can do that. So I got so lucky, and I'm just beyond grateful.
Well, it's a real validation 2 times.
And to do it last year.
Yeah.
And to be there with Brandon Scott Jones, who is one of my favorite human beings on the planet, was such a joy. Yeah. And now I get to go back and be with Rose and Rebecca, who I love. And this show has, I looked this up, I couldn't believe this. This is the 3rd most nominations of any show.
Yeah. At the Critics' Choice,
That's insane.
Which is, now this is my thinking, that I So with the Emmy Awards, I have always said that there's been a shift in years past with, we've been moving away from network television. There's really, at the Emmy Awards, there's really only one network show that is in comedy world that gets nominated. And it's Abbott Elementary, which is a fantastic show.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that people overlook a show like Ghosts, one of the highest rated shows on television, one of the most watched shows on television. I think because there's this weird divide of network and streaming. Yes, everything is in streaming, but people are missing that there's actual real comedy gold happening on network television, and it deserves. And I think the Critics' Choice Awards are taking a chance at saying, take a chance on network television. Still, there's still great comedies on there by making it one of the most nominated shows.
And we are supremely grateful. Thank you to the critics. Thank you so much. It is a weird, and I think we are a unique show. I remember when we first started this, and Amy Reisenbach and George Cheeks and Tom Sherman and Kelly Call, all those guys who were there in the beginning, and the message that we were getting was, we want a show that's gonna that is gonna feel fresh and new for the CBS thing. Like they wanted the Tiffany Network wanted to break some Tiffany. It was like a quote that I was hearing, and they wanted something that was going to play, that was going to stream, have a little more of an edge, and we were that show. And at its core, like yes, we're a CBS sitcom, but at its core, we are dealing with mortality and life and death and real issues of loss.
Yeah.
I think one of the clips I sent you from this episode called "The Work Retreat," where let's go through this interview and flag every moment that we're like, are we sure that's on CBS? But where my character brilliantly has the ability with a lot of effort to move objects very subtly.
Yes.
Which means in a world where everything is touchscreens, he is a god compared to these other ghosts. Yeah. So he goes on the dark web and gets a illegal identity and applies for a job and is suddenly making thousands of dollars more than what the people who run the B&B are, and doing all of these illicit and crazy things. And in the why did I go into this? What was happening?
Because of it's so different for CBS.
And in the midst of that, we're dealing with this guy at its core. Like it's a funny, crazy thing, but we're dealing with this guy who died young, and is like, "What did I leave behind?"
Yeah,
and now he's watching life pass him by, and he's watching that he has no impact.
Yeah.
And what was the purpose of living? Yeah. So, like, as you're scrolling through CBS on a Thursday night, I don't know that you're kind of expecting this, like, treatise on existentialism.
He's also, what's so interesting about Trevor, I think, as a character, as opposed to some of the other characters, is that he's a ghost that's living in an era in which he would still be alive in if he were alive.
Yes.
That this is something that's familiar to him.
Yeah.
And so, and which is why I think your performance is so great and gets recognized, because there is this dance that your character needs to do that I think many of the other characters don't get to do, although they're incredible, because there's a deep sense of loss. The other characters have had to live in as ghosts, live and know that their lives have been passed by, that the era's gone, that they're of a bygone era. But your character doesn't. Your character physically can see people that he knew in life.
Yeah. He is still, in some ways, 25 years later, processing his death.
And
like
that's
only last
deep.
year. Yeah, it's deep. Only last year did we process the death of the. Like, he comes to the awareness that, or we learn that he has come to the awareness that when he died, who found his dog? But again, it's I'm not wearing pants. There's a hippie. There's a Viking. There's a closeted Revolutionary War soldier.
Yeah,
it's all this. We're in Clue.
Yeah,
but we have the ability to really, I think, touch people in a universal way because we all share the fact that we're all gonna die.
Yeah, yeah. Let's play the clip of you last season. I think it was last season that this episode where you're making making the money that you're.
Oh yeah.
Let's play that clip. Let's play that clip.
Great.
Well, that's it. Looks like I'm gonna have to quit my job.
I'm sorry. Job? You have a job?
I was keeping it secret so Mom and Dad didn't freak out. But yeah, I've been working remotely for the last 3 months as a financial analyst at Mahoning Capital.
Apparently, Trevor has been working remotely as some sort of financial analyst.
What? How? I got an identity on the dark web, applied online, and got the gig. From there, it was easy. Sending in my reports, crushing chats on the company Slack. It's honestly a great time for a ghost to have a job.
So he got an identity on the dark web.
How did he even get through an interview?
I said I needed a written interview because I have ADHD, which isn't technically true, but I also lied about it in college to get drugs. So there is a history there.
So why must you quit this job?
Because my boss is demanding our team attend a mandatory in-person retreat, which obviously I can't do. It sucks. Also, it's just rude. A work thing on a weekend, people have lives.
You're dead.
I'm talking about other people.
Well, and so like with we just seen that clip. With that clip, I think again, it shows something with this character that he's so eager to sort of like contribute to the people living in the house, to sort of be an active participant of someone in the home. You're able to make this money and do all these things. You have different abilities than these other ghosts, and it gives your character, I think, more room to play.
Yeah, and it's a really great look. The concept of the show is just a generational concept. What those BBC guys came up with is just incredible, and it does. These ghosts are in this like liminal space where they are simultaneously dealing with these heavy issues, and they're also like kids who have been sent up to their room.
Yeah.
And so they live these limited lives, and so for us. We can have an episode about someone said something mean to someone 200 years ago and we're not over it because that's how petty you are if there's only 8 of you in your existence. So, yes, something like him having a job opens up so much for you. And this is, I think, I always found like the best creativity comes from severe limitations.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you like, there's a big problem you have to deal with, like leaning into that problem always opens up something.
When you're forced to be scrappy, it kind of
Yeah.
forces you to have a lane of focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that whole job thing got to explore, and then it opens up, you know, other avenues of you know, when Trevor finds out that he did have a daughter in life that he didn't know, and he's out there buying Porsches for his daughter and doing. And meanwhile, this B&B is struggling to stay afloat.
I mean,
and you know, he's got a flirtation with Jay, played by Akash Ambudkar, with Jay's sister because he catfished her on a dating app. And it's like all of these things are happening on CBS.
Yeah. Which is wild, but I love it. Yeah.
It's a really, we get to do things that you wouldn't expect. We just posted a clip where my pantless Jewish character is hooking up with a puritanical, hardline Puritan. Clip. And again, that's happening on CBS.
There is. I mean, the way in which she's churning. I mean, played by the
amazing Mary Holland.
I mean, there's no other
goddess.
There really is no other. Why doesn't she get more recognition? I think for how brilliant she is as a comedian.
I think she will. She is such a joy.
She's just incredible. But in that scene, and we'll play this clip, that she's churning. You two are churning butter in a way that it just. It made me cross my legs like a lady, you know? Let's play that clip. All
right, great.
So then I said to Goody Mather that I could finish the quilt by sunrise. Oh, my candle did burn low that night.
I love it. You got that grind mentality.
You know it did.
I gotta say, Patience, even though this is not my favorite season, I'm having a pretty good time. I guess it's true what they say. Misery loves company.
Oh, indeed. She also loved making little corn husk dolls and saying the Lord's Prayer. Misery was a woman of many hobbies.
You're Michigan.
What's that?
Oh, it's a Yiddish word. Yiddish is sort of like Hebrew.
I've always had an interest in Hebrew. You know, the language he spoke.
Well, I don't really know that much Hebrew. I can count to 10.
Oh, I would very much like to hear that sometime.
It's cool that you're so interested in Jewish stuff. I know a little about Puritan stuff. I went on a field trip to a colonial village in the 5th grade. My favorite part, the butter churning. But I could never quite get it.
Oh, you're not gonna get butter like that. No, 'tis less of a circular motion and more like this. 1, 2, 3. 'Tis important to keep a rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Perhaps count with me. In the language of your people.
If that's what you want. Echad, shtaim, shalosh.
Slower.
Echad, shtaim, shalosh.
I think this butter is firming.
Hell yeah, it is.
When you're doing a scene
now we
like
come back from that break and we're both shell shocked.
We're both legs crossed.
Holding.
No, when you're doing a scene like that, and I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of breaking, there was a lot of laughing, there was a lot of whatever.
There was actually, but though I am. If there is anyone who is going to commit the breaking crime, it is me. And I felt that I was on pretty good behavior that day.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because when you work, Mary's so great and so present and so alive that you do kind of get mesmerized by what she's doing.
Yeah.
And there is, it's just so fun. So there wasn't. I don't think there was as much breaking as you would think. But then someone's going to play some footage, and I'll be humiliated by every time I broke. So
also the comments. I mean, you had texted me last night.
Oh yes.
And you had texted me this clip last night saying that it was going to be a thing, and I then watched it. And typical me, I watched the clip and I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. And then I go into the comments and have real fun. And it's sort of this divide. I mean, the hardcore fans from
under your like 50 burner accounts.
Exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm going through these comments, and I love, first off, there's this mix of people who are very angry about this sexual tension flirtation thing that's happening because of, explain why.
Well, so early in the show, Rebecca Wasaki, who plays Hetty, and I felt that Trevor and Hetty were polar opposites, and yet had this kind of mutual terrain that they shared that really brought out all their worst qualities. And we thought, well, these two should have some kind of power play sexual dalliance that would never be romantic. Or
how would they? That's what I want.
Well, they would never be romantic. They both of them like scoff at romance. You'll see in tonight's episode with Patience.
We're recording this, so this will be out last night's episode. So people listening on the day this comes out. Yeah,
you'll see Trevor is 150,000% allergic to commitment. Yeah. So he wants nothing to do with romance. But so the like Sam and Diane-ness of Trevor and Hetty, and they're both these hierarchical thinkers and conniving and manipulative and all that, and petty. And absolutely into BDSM and all that. Again, it's on CBS.
Walter Cronkite's
network.
Walter
Cronkite's network, the most trusted man in America. And there's a Victorian corseted lady hooking up with a pantless
but also
Jew.
No,
it's sexy and the fans love it, and it has been such a joy. And I do think that is, for those who are angry, I do think that those two have a future together. I don't know what it is, but that tension will continue to brew. But yes, so all of the H money, as they've come to be known, shippers, they're going to be mad at me and Rebecca and Joe Port and Joe Wiseman, and we have Joe Port and Joe Wiseman's addresses, so we're gonna you guys will know where to find them. We'll put that out. But yes, so this is going to be a big thing because and once again, I don't know about you, but as a Jew at Christmas, it is the horniest time of the year.
It really is.
So,
I mean, I was walking down Second Avenue last night, and they had the Hanukkah buses going by with the party music and stuff. I was like, they're getting it tonight.
There it is. So Trevor has a tradition where he's just hooking up with whoever he can on Christmas Eve.
I mean, why not?
So that's how Trevor and Hetty started as a hot and sexy Christmas hookup, and now Trevor and Patience. So we're in for some drama here. But my favorite comment, I said this to you earlier. There's people who are like, "Oh my God, Ghost! How could you? How dare you? This is horrible." And I get it. We've built a lot in that direction. Then there are people like, "Oh my God, this is so sexy and exciting." And then there's one guy who's like, I really like the toys in the background on the wall.
That was one of my burners. That was one of my burner accounts. That was me.
I'm like, we do the show for that, guy. That's all right. That's my audience.
But the other comments, the thing that I love, and this is another reason why you're one of my favorite straight dudes. So I love the internet. So the internet, if you don't know this, is run by women. Women rule the internet and gay people.
Okay.
Those two groups. Okay. I mean, you look at every meme, you look at anything that goes viral, really. Right. usually it's a woman or a gay dude behind it.
Okay.
Oftentimes. And in the comments, what I love about A, because you're pantsless most of the time, but B, especially with that clip, the butter situation clip. I love the thirsty comments. How do you take the thirst? Because every time I post you, because my audience again is women and gay dudes, every time I post you, the amount of replies that I get talking about you, often inappropriate, please control yourselves, is really fun, because I have to then be like, he's my friend. Watch what you're saying. So yeah, how do you respond to the thirstiness? Because you're making CBS horny.
I'm honored, I guess. No, I think it's, I think doing anything as, not to give you the actor response, but it's true. Doing anything as an actor that people are responding to and is eliciting any kind of response is exciting. And one of the thrills of the Trevor Heddy thing is not just that it's this like power play. BDSM is a little strong, but it's not dissimilar from that. That's definitely what we're teasing. But it's this woman who is lived a completely repressed sexual life, and is now finding her sexuality through this pantless, completely sexually uninhibited man who lived in the 90s, which in the lore of our story, and I think in our culture, this like pre-social media time where you could get away with anything. Trevor lived with all the privilege in the world. So there is what's sexy about it is also kind of watching things that you would think wouldn't be allowed and are now allowed. So I think there's an exhilaration in kind of the things that you don't usually get to see. So to be part of that is so exciting. And then, I'm a person. I have feelings. I think things are sexy. And if people are thinking they're sexy too, great. Let's think it's sexy.
It must make you feel good to have all those comments talking about I mean, I don't get people reply to me and they're like, wow, I like your nails.
I do like your nails.
Well, thank you.
Your nails are on point today.
Thank you. But the nails aren't necessarily the thing you want to hear when someone's,
I will say, as someone who is takes his clothes off for work, on the spectrum of things to be told, I'll go with sexy.
Yeah, stick with sexy.
I'll definitely take that.
But I'm going to start replying about your nails.
Great.
Yeah,
love it.
I'll start doing that.
Love it.
The other thing that I find interesting about Trevor and about what you're doing on television, and
actually, one other thing I will say is these ghosts are so limited, and that's part of the fun of them. And Trevor came from a world where men really got to do whatever they wanted to do in the 90s. And there's something nice in that Trevor is the guy who is objectified by having his pants off.
Yeah, he is.
And so then it gives you this kind of like long leash where Trevor gets to have these sexual exploits and flirt and do all this stuff, but you kind of it's an endearing thing because in a way some of my favorite stuff is when Stephanie shows up, who's the teen ghost played by Odessa, who's blowing up right now. And you watch Trevor squirm, and that's so fun to play. So Trevor, it's fun to play with the sexual stuff because there's just so much fuel in it. There's so much story fuel in it.
Well, also everyone knows a Trevor type, that dude, that sort of toxic, masculine sort of dude who's real cocky but then to see the vulnerability really in Trevor, because he is not pantsless, but also dead, and he can't thrive as a man in the way that he could, and so there is this sort of real vulnerability in sort of figuring out how he can navigate that.
And it is. I go back to the concept of the show. Is the show has all of these ghosts are so severely limited that you we can send up American history in a way that most people can't get away with, because in a way we're also we're handcuffed, right? And at any given point in this show, the audience knows exponentially more than the ghosts do. Like we're all 8 born yesterdays. We're all trying to play catch up. And then the counter to that, the only thing that we have is that we know more about what's happened in this plot of land, which is why the flashbacks are so fun.
Yeah.
Because then we're like doing Star Wars prequels, and then it's world building stuff. So there's this fun thing of where you can see there's a Viking who killed thousands and thousands of people, and we think it's cute because he does it because he's watching Blue's Clues.
I do love him. I just want to hug him.
He's the best.
I feel like he'd be a good hugger.
He's a great hugger, and Devin Chandler Long is an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
We do panels, and it's like you go down the line, we all answer questions, and we'll vaguely answer the question that's asked, and then Devin will go off and talk for like 30 minutes about slices of beef. So I love Devin Chandler Long. He's just the best.
Well, the other thing about your character that I find so interesting, just as like a student of TV history, lover of TV history, the depiction of Jews on television in comedies. There's been a lot of Jews in comedy, but a lot of them haven't been able to be Jewish in comedy on television. There's been sort of a, I mean, famously, I go back to my favorite television show, The Golden Girls, the two prominent Jews on the show who were Jewish, Estelle Getty and B. Arthur, had to play Italian. They couldn't be Jewish characters, even though you watch the show and you're like, these are clearly two Jewish people from Brooklyn, New York. Obviously. And
I mean, same with Friends, right?
Yes,
like,
exactly.
3 of them appear on paper to be Jewish.
But they can't be in the process of the show because of whatever. I mean, they can be, but like, and Friends definitely modernized that, and I think was a real catalyst in sort of having the story about Hanukkah. Like, there definitely were options with Friends, but to this day, there aren't much of it. There aren't many examples of Jews in comedy specifically, which is wild because...
Well, Mel Brooks is the greatest king of comedy, so there is that.
But Mel Brooks didn't have a lot of run on television, which is insane to think about Mel Brooks was able to do it on film, but on television, the intimacy of television, somehow there was a roadblock for a lot of Jewish stories. And so what I think about Trevor, his Jewish identity is actually very prominent, even though you would think on character that this dude would not care about being Jewish, he would think about only having sex with women and making money. And those were the two things that he cared about most. But yet, even in the scene we just watched with the butter thing, like there's a Jewishness to him that is just sort of very natural and casual. And what do you make of, was that like that from the beginning with the character, I'll ask, but then also, what do you make of it?
This is actually one point where I really have to give credit to the writers and to Joe Port and Joe Wiseman, that I think there is a courage and a fun in leaning into the specificity of him being Jewish, but that not being his, like, the cap that he's wearing. Like, it's one of the many things about him, which is why I think at our core we all have identities, things that are part of us, but we want those to be elements of us and not the like the cap we're wearing, you know?
Yeah.
So Trevor, for me, is a lot of fun because there are so many things that are flawed about him and that are these disparate identities about him, that he is this very loyal friend, but he also would, fuck anything that would move.
Yeah.
Can I say fuck on this?
Yes, you can, please. Yes.
So he's got this real edge to him and this alpha, living on drugs and sex parties and, he was at the white party, which is now very... Oh, we have to recontextualize all this.
The white party. Well, I know. I don't even know how to explain it.
That's one flashback that we may not do.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that one. The white party is just inappropriate. Google it.
Yes. I'll figure it out. We won't go into it now, but you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's this Jewish side and this family side, and so it is really just kind of an honor for me as someone who is Jewish, who I don't know about, my sense of Judaism was always like, just you don't have to, just keep it quiet, and that's just years and years of what it has been to be Jewish. And so to be part of something that, like, I think that Seinfeld probably did more for people to understand.
I agree.
Jewish culture, and TV does this all the time. Like, how much of a difference did Will and Grace make?
Yeah,
in terms of the way that we saw the gay, the LGBTQ community,
created by two great Jews, who knew what they were doing,
and so there is this kind of like exposure thing, and it's not like I don't think that the ghost writers are going in and like, well, we got to change minds today.
No, of course
it's not. It's just expressing a kind of an identity, and what's funny about that identity, And by putting that out in the world, the hope is that everyone looks at this and is like, I got a lot in common with that guy.
Yeah.
I'm horny too.
Yeah, I'm horny too. It's also like a quiet boldness, because while there is, like, so often characters are whitewashed into being just blanket Christian. And there's no examples of Muslims on television. I mean, there are, but not a lot. And there's probably more examples of Jews on television than there are Muslims. And so, like, the spectrum of faith on television, it just doesn't happen in a casual, like you were saying, this is just another part of this person's identity, and we don't need to have an episode where we explain why this person is what they are.
Yeah.
They just talk about their bar mitzvah or talk about whatever it is. You know what I mean?
And I think the specificity that this guy had a Mel Gibson themed bar mitzvah is like, that's so fun.
That's incredible.
And we try to do that with I think, like with Jay, with Utkarsh's character, and bringing in his Indian background.
Yes.
I think at the core of the show is this. Yes, there are these existential questions, and it's funny and it's goofy, and there's a hippie and a Viking and a pantless guy and all that. But it is, we're kind of bridging this gap between the living and the dead, right? And at the core of that is about bringing people together, as cliche as that sounds.
Yeah.
And by having disparate voices, which is the whole point, is we're going back through human history.
Yeah.
So the goal, I think, is to we're watching these ghosts who have these ideas from the past that we laugh at today.
Yeah.
And then maybe watching it, you might wonder, what is that thing that I'm like so fervently passionate about today that in 5 years is gonna be looked back like the white party? You know,
that's going to be a family-friendly party in 10
we
years.
all thought, So we're all learning. That's the goal, you know.
But also too, I mean, to have Jay's character, to have your character, have different examples of both nationalities and identities, but also how those identities look at the afterlife, look at dying, look at the ideas of what we do, the way people process death in different sort of faiths or nationalities is different sometimes. And it's fun to see that on a sitcom in a funny way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's different in the dogma.
Yeah.
But the philosophies are all very similar.
Yeah. There's a coreness to it that allows people to then bond over these shared experiences that might be a little different, but
we did Hanukkah on set the other day, which this is just gives you an insight into my Judaism. I have only shared Hanukkah with women I was dating or my family, so I've just never been around friends doing it. And this was literally the first time in my life that I wasn't alone or a child or just with the woman I was dating, and we did it on set. People gathered around the table, and everyone was there, and we lit candles and sang the songs, and I was like, "This is this crazy, insane thing that we're doing."
That's nice.
And it's just, and people are curious, like they want to learn the songs, and as I would for other cultures, and there is something so fun in, I learned this, you learned that. I wanna get a sense of where you're coming from, and see the similarities. So. Yeah, all of this is just so. I come back to like bringing people together.
Yeah,
as like a core.
I mean, that's what comedy does.
Yeah,
that's what's great about it. Like that's why I love comedy. That's why I started in stand up. Is that like there's an ability to sort of, if I can make someone who would not ever want to hang out with me for XYZ reason, XYZ reason, like gay, whatever it is, like whatever the reason is,
gay,
Mormon, you can all of it. Like if I can make them laugh.
Yeah.
Then I'm doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing something in a weird way to help the world.
And there's a difference when you're doing that in a way that's trying to educate about your background versus when you're able to laugh at your background.
Yeah. When you can realize that the things that make me different, actually the way in which I am is pretty relatable to the things that you do. It's just in different contexts. And it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
One thing that I do need you to teach me that we talk about often is, well, not really, but sports. Like you go. I follow. I mean, you're on the close friends list.
Wow,
you go,
I'm in the green.
I mean, you are in the
I'm
green.
in the green,
you're in the green,
baby.
But but you go to the sports.
I go to the sports
things.
Yeah,
and it's primarily football, right?
Primarily, I have a deep love for football.
Are people still playing football right now?
People are still playing football. It's still happening.
No, I mean, like, is it the season happening?
The season is happening. This is a really thrilling season.
What makes it thrilling?
What makes it thrilling, as most of your audience turns off.
Yeah.
Please stay with me. I'll make it relevant. I promise.
I will ask about the pants.
There you go. Yeah. What is very thrilling about this season is that there have been mainstays. There have been characters who have been here for a long time. There was a guy named Tom Brady who was around for a long time, and a guy named Patrick Mahomes.
I love his veneers.
You know what? He's got those cheekbones. He's a very handsome man.
Cut.
Very cut.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes, who's been around for a long time. And then these guys always win.
Yeah.
And this season has been weird because none of those guys, and there are other names who are also like these perennial winners, none of those guys are in it anymore. Like they're playing, but they didn't make the playoffs. They're not. This is a whole new batch of a lot of like comeback stories, including my Jaguars, who might be the best story of the year, which is very, very exciting. That's my team.
Where are they?
They're in Jacksonville, Florida, northern Florida. And you know about my mockumentary.
Yes, I do.
Yes, if you get a chance, if you want to see football in a new light,
you're award nominated.
That's right, award winning.
Yes, winning. That's right.
This thing.
Winning.
There's an 8.5 minute mockumentary that I wrote and directed about the National Football League actually being scripted. So it's all of these real professional athletes pretending to be themselves as actors who are playing themselves. The idea that the NFL is just a TV show and it's all fake. So
where can people watch that now?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
It's accessible. So I just got to get to know these guys in a way that you know in the whole like very cold like podium press conference way you don't get to see, and you get to get a sense of their sense of humor and personalities, and I got wonderful access to do this. And yes, it went on and it won Tribeca, which is insane.
I love that.
Yeah, but all that to say,
and also it was at Con, right?
It was like we won a Cannes Lion, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And my greatest accomplishment in life was making that thing. And so you for me it's extra fun because I know these guys, and I know these are 22, 23-year-old guys who are in front of hundreds of thousands of people doing their thing. But all that to say, this is a new season. There's a whole new storylines going out and about. And truly, no one knows what's going to happen. It's a real
you mean
changing
like at
of
the
guard.
Super Bowl, or
I could not tell you. No one could tell you who's
Okay.
even going to make the playoffs at this time.
Oh, interesting.
I'll give it to you this way. There are 3 games left in the season.
Okay.
And there are 8 divisions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think about this. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm let them
He saw me lost immediately.
The Tonys are arriving.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I know this. Yes.
And imagine that Tony Award voting was public.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are 3 weeks left.
Okay.
And no one has pulled ahead yet.
You know that's happening.
Is it
with
happening?
the Best Musical Award?
Really?
So there are only I think there's a.
Wait, but it's not public.
No, it's not public. That part's not public, but it's kind of happening in that there are only a few musicals that can be nominated. Like a minimum is 3 musicals, but there's really only I think 4 that are eligible. So they're in kind of a screwy situation where they don't know. Like what musical is going to be nominated, or even like it's a weird season for a musical.
So how many musicals are on Broadway at a given point?
Well, a lot, but only a few are new, and so only a few are eligible then. And so because only a few are eligible, that means like out of the 4, like they're not going to nominate all 4. They could technically, but like then it's just nominating everything that's on Broadway.
So what I'm hearing is winning a Tony, not that hard. Not a lot of competition.
No, okay, but so they're in the division playoff.
And because
situation.
of that comment, I will never win a Tony.
Yeah, no, you will never win a Tony.
This will be on.
You'll never.
Sorry,
TikTok.
this will tank my career. That's it. Yes. So everyone is. Every game matters, and there's a lot of drama, and it's very. It's fresh voices, fresh voices in the NFL.
Well, I'll tell you what bothers me about the NFL.
Tell me what. Yeah,
is that
please.
They've done something to the uniforms in that. Now I remember.
This is my favorite topic.
Okay,
let's go. Yes, come on.
Okay.
Let's talk uniforms.
So when I was a child, the only way my people would watch football around me. I come from a school where football is like our thing.
Yeah, okay.
And it wasn't my thing.
And you grew up in Utah?
No, in Missouri.
You were in Missouri.
The other
okay.
place Mormons went to. And so football's a big deal. And
Yes.
I would go to the games with friends or whatever, and the only way I could stomach sitting through a game is by eating a hot dog and looking at the players' white pants that you could see the jockstrap line in the back. And now the NFL has done something where they've created a fabric or something that now you can't see it anymore, and it's just I feel like it's lost an entire population of people wanting to watch football.
Do you feel
myself
like,
included?
I understand. You know, I'm gonna.
It's like the Sears catalog buffing out everything. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna make a phone call and see if
if
I can fix that for you. What about the little breather things that they have on the back of their thighs? Yeah, all these little like.
Is it like a zipper thing? Or they can
no,
just
it's
let
not a
some air
zipper.
out?
It's kind of like letting the breathable fabrics. So maybe that'll open up some.
Wait, and it's there like mesh?
It's kind of like a meshy on the back of the leg thing.
Maybe I
so
should
there's a little, you know.
I just remember last time I watched the Super Bowl was when Lady Gaga performed. And
when was that?
I don't know, but it was a while ago. She jumped from the top. She had a thing. And
I was at the one where Rihanna performed, and CBS sent me, and I was at like the 50-yard line. I had the best seats in the house, but the whole show was facing the other way.
Oh. No, and so I noticed when they were playing, because I watched a little bit of the people playing football, and the pants were just too well put together, and it bothers me.
I understand that. Yeah. I have as a Jaguars fan, and I don't know how much overlap you have with the Jacksonville Jaguar fan community.
I'm sure,
but you'll get some comments on this.
Yeah,
the Jaguars used to have the single greatest uniforms in the National Football League.
Were they very see-through?
They were. Yes. Their colors are teal, gold, and black.
That is a great palette.
It's a great palette.
That's a great palette.
And it just popped in a way that nothing else did. And now there was a period where they just dropped the teal and dropped the gold, and it just became black and white. And everyone is like, "What are you doing? This feels like a starter set." Yeah. And they are now moving back to those, and they will bring these throwbacks back for one game, and every time they do, the Jaguars win. Because I'll tell you something: if you feel good in what you're wearing,
it's true.
You play better. That's
true.
just it. Fashion is about how you feel. Where's my camera? What camera? Fashion is about how you feel.
I mean, and that goes for anything too. All going on a date.
Yeah, look good, you feel good.
Going to set without your pants on.
There you go. Yeah, well, that is the one. That's one that you have to muster up. The secret to that is I have to take the pants off like well beforehand.
Oh yes.
It's you can't. You
I mean, when you do fan events, do people ask you to take your pants off?
Not yet, but I do.
They don't.
No.
Wow.
But let's. Do we have to encourage this?
No, I mean, I'm just saying it would be a funny encounter. You know what I mean? Like if you're at Comic-Con and someone's like, "Yo, I want a picture with you. I'll give you $40," because celebrities go and they do sign pictures and stuff.
That's for the when Ghosts is canceled and I'm just paying rent on Cameo. Then we'll.
Well, okay. My last question is.
Then we'll get into that. But I get a lot of. I didn't recognize you with your pants on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I get a lot of that.
That's straight dudes.
Yeah.
So, okay, my last question for you is Ghost has been on for a number of seasons. And,
5.
And which is a real testament.
Which
for
appears that there's
television.
a 6th and hopefully more.
Yeah, and to get to a 5th season, for anyone who doesn't know television, like that's syndication time. That 5th season, that's a big deal.
Yes.
And we're in a different market and things are different, of course. But still, that is a real testament to.
Yeah, I was
going to
say if you're asking me to explain syndication today, I'm going to disappoint you.
No, I've done it enough on this podcast.
Okay.
But But Ghost can't go on forever, obviously. So
eventually we're gonna age.
Yeah.
There's only so much moisturizer in the world.
But so I know you do obviously other work. We might need. I don't know if we need to edit this out, but can I mention the short film that you guys have coming out?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, then don't edit it out. This is real. So, and you and your partner have a short film coming out really soon. So, what other things are you wanting to work on?
Oh man. It's been a good year. Actually, Paramount hired me earlier this year to write and direct a film for their. This all sounds so much more impressive than it was, but a film for their upfronts.
Oh,
and
fun.
It was all about Trevor coming into a marketing meeting and trying to restructure Paramount. So that was a lovely little vote of confidence.
There's a few jokes I have to that.
I would imagine
they're entering my head immediately.
Yes,
but I won't do it. We'll keep this nice.
We'll do it in the online only section. Yeah. So that, and then Sam wrote this wonderful short New York rom-com that I directed. Shot in Central Park, which was great. Oh. So I'd love to do more directing. I mean, if you ask me what I would love to direct right now, I'd love to direct an episode of our show. Just because it would be...
Is that in the works?
I hope so. Rose has done it. Utkarsh just did it. They both have done fantastic jobs.
Yeah.
I've, in the last few years, been lucky to make 3 films, and they've all done really well. So I'm hoping, and that's just the kind of thing, in addition to loving directing, it's the kind of thing of like... I've just been in this sandbox with these artists for so long.
Yeah.
And there is, it's hard to direct television because you're coming into this like well-oiled machine.
And it's managerial in a way. I mean,
managerial. You're not really in charge. Exactly. And so really knowing what everyone likes and like what is the thing that would excite your castmates or the crew. There is a weirdly, if you are interested in it and you have put in the work, there's a weird kind of leg up you have as an actor to direct on a show, and that would be my greatest.
I was just talking
thrill
with
as
Tyler
a
James
director.
Williams about from Abbott.
Oh yeah, is he directing?
Yes, he is.
Good for him.
And he's directing episodes of Abbott. And I think of all my friends, Tyler included, but you as well, that like can direct. Mm-hmm. You really do have that quality. A good television director has a quality of innately knowing, even if they don't know, the person that they're directing, but also having a sense of collaboration that allows the back and forth.
That's that spectrum of control versus collaboration that's like the success control. The more you can collaborate. And, we've had some wonderful directors in this show. Trent O'Donnell, who's my mentor, directed our pilot, has directed so many episodes. Christine Gernon is a genius. There's so many great ones, and the great ones are always in control, but collaborating in a way where it's like there's an idea, someone comes up with something else, and it's like, oh, I like that. I like that. And we could do that by doing this and da-da-da. And it is such it creates such a safe environment when you approach it that way with kind of curiosity and collaboration. And so that's the kind of thing that I would love to do as a director. And then as an actor, I've been pantless on network TV for a while, so it would be fun to wear pants in a drama. That'd be fun. I did a couple episodes of this show Bookie that was on HBO. And wore pants, and it felt like the biggest power play in the world. I was like, oh, no one can touch me.
You're going to be asked to do nudity from the rest of your life, I think.
Oh, my God.
That's going to be...
It's a lot of squats. It's a lot of squats. I think we talked about this. I was a fencer growing up for a long time.
Yes.
So there's a lot of like leg work that goes into that. And I think that
You're prepared.
I'm prepared.
You're prepared. You're more prepared than a lot of people.
That's great. I told you so when we did that episode, The Work Retreat, where Utkarsh had to take his pants off. Yeah. And Utkarsh is a pretty, he's a pretty chill dude. Like he's, not much rattles him. And he walked over to me and said, "I don't like this.
See, I'd be the first one to
too much."
I'm the first one to. I'm like, oh, we're going pantsless today. Let's go.
Great. Well, then come on the show.
I will.
Trevor can start a cult of pantless ghosts, and you can be part of it.
Well,
but
I'm so happy for your success. I think that getting that second nomination at the Critics' Choice Awards, I think is only it's a testament to the work you've been putting in on the show. It's a testament also to the ensemble and how that works, because they make you better, you make them better. It's sort of a wonderful back and forth.
I think they make me better than I make them, but
I think it goes both ways, and you do such a nice, great job on that show that I'm just so glad you're getting the recognition that I think I've been saying you deserve for a long time.
I'm first of all, I'm very grateful for you because to have anyone who responds to your work and then advocates it's just I'm very, very touched and grateful. Yeah. And then as far as the cast, I will say this is the greatest example I can give of this group of people. We you go on set and you do your blocking, which is really just stand here and say a word. Yeah. But as you well know, a scene is much more than that, especially a scene like this where we're basically doing Clue. Yeah. And that finishes, and we all go back to our little cast village hangout spot, and everyone hits that little table and gets around that table and starts running lines and figuring out, okay, so if I go up here and then you come down here, and so that rhythm goes ba ba da ba ba ba, you know, and we're working through all that. And I've been on other shows. I don't see that happening. And I'm not disparaging other shows. No. I'm just saying this is a very unique group where everyone looks at this and says the ensemble is the thing. Because at its core, maybe we're just lonely and isolated in Montreal, but at its core, we really want to play with each other. Yeah. So you take that with this incredible crew we have in Montreal. Our DP, Michelle St. Martin, is a genius and makes it look like it's a movie. And then our production designer, Zoe Sokoloropoulos, hears on like a Monday that we need ancient Egypt there on a Thursday. And brings in sand. And I mean, in a span of 1 week, we had this Bahamas tiki bar where they brought in sand and put up this like blue screen and created the ocean and built this whole thing. And then a week later, a week before that, scrapped all that and built a forest where they brought in like 50 trees. Wow. And it's all because this is not, we're not Severance. We're not, we didn't plan this 8-episode movie and then go to shoot it. They're writing as we go. Yeah. So the artistry of this, I mean, for the guy who said, as Trevor and Patience are hot and heavy, who said, hey, I really like that toy in the background. Someone picked that toy, and they picked a pretty great toy.
Yeah, you noticed it.
So shout out to the crew in Montreal. We got really lucky with those guys.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. You're the best.
Well, you're the best.
No, you're the best.
Take your pants off.
All right.